8:30. We didn't hear from them at all. Nothing, nothing. And it meant if you're the manager of a person you didn't hear from, you go crazy. And I started thinking, okay, what are we gonna do? Our managers started coming together. Well, how bad is it? We knew it was bad because of the lack of information, because of the lack. No one knew. Imagine, go back, by Typhoon Pablo, which was the worst in 2012, within 3 hours or so, we had helicopter video of the most affected areas. By 24 hours, there was still no word from this whole large area that was affected. And we had no word from Paterno and France. By early Saturday morning, we started looking at options. We sent in one of our guys with DSWD and with the C-130 that landed on the ground. What he told us was devastating because he was devastated. He said that they couldn't even get out of the airport. The roads were so broken. There were hundreds of bodies on the road. He described something that looked like hell. And there I was, still worried about our team. You know where they went? I forgot to tell you that part. They went near the area where the Yolanda first hit land. They went to Borongan, which is right near Giwan, right? So they were there. Rupert Ambil, who goes in for Rappler Saturday morning, describes fear, the stench of death, anarchy. And by Sunday, we were already trying to figure out how are we gonna find these guys. By land, we didn't know the state of the road. We didn't know whether security would allow us to bring people in. By ship, it would take more than 36 hours to actually get them, to try to find them, and we didn't know where they were. By helicopter, I started making calls to helicopters, and we set it up so a chopper would come in to Borongan, except we couldn't reach them to tell them a chopper was going to come in to pick them up. By Sunday, we knew. GMA 7 told us, huy, nakita na namin sila. Ay, salamat, buhay sila. Diba? So they're alive. But we didn't hear from these two up until Tuesday morning. And by Sunday, we had a chopper ready to go pick them up, but we couldn't contact them. Our experience is nothing compared to what the people in Tacloban and in Giwan lived through. But it's only a fraction of what you feel when disaster strikes. By the time we found them, Tuesday, finally, we sent their photos, these pictures. Cute sila di ba? We sent them to everyone, the police, DSWD, the military, but it was very disorganized. Finally, telcos. They opened a signal, and we were able to reach them. And they were taking a Roro, and they were taking a bus back to Manila. So we saw them on Wednesday. By Wednesday, when I saw them come into the office, I didn't know whether I was going to choke them or hug them. Kasi grabe, di ba? I want to show you the first video they came back with so you have an idea of the extent. They came back with this video. Let's watch it.
Ay, dito tiba, dito ligid.
Nawagan ako sa akong mga kamag-anak, akong mga kapatid, akong anak nandoon man sa Manila. Ay, mahukod ba kay Baruhira din Hindi pa alam. Nandito ako ngayon, tatay na ipitan. Bato, malaking bato, hindi alam na.
Kasi nandun po sa Manila eh.
Nandun na sa Manila, hindi alam yun nga. Naipit ng iyang tatay.
Anong panawagan niyo po sa asawa po ninyo?
Gusto ko lang ipaalam sa kanya na kahit anong tawag niya sa amin, hindi niya kami makontak kami ng mga pamilya ko. Kasi wala ngayon, hindi ko po alam kung kailan magkakasignal at saka wala na kami mga cellphone. Wala na kami makontak, matawagan.
Gusto kong manawagan kay presidente na makarating talaga itong istorya dito sa kanya. Alam ko na hindi lang itong tinamaan. Yan talaga ang panalangin na makarating sa kanya. Dahil gusto kong matulungan ang mga kapatid ko, kawawa sila.
Parang nakaasa na lang po kami sa mga taong tutulong talaga sa amin. Yung mga taong may malasakit, yung mga taong may awa sa amin. Doon na lang po talaga kami aasa sa tulong nila.
They edited this on the bus and pinadali nila while they were still on the bus on the way to Manila. When we heard that they were okay, our managing editor, my good friend Glenda Gloria, actually cried. You know, it's hard when you don't know what's happened. And that's not, well, their family, but it's different. So you have an extent of how difficult that can be. Let me show you what you can do and what you can do with social media. These are some of the things that Rappler is working on. The first is tweets with Crisis Tracker. I want to show you what Crisis Tracker looks like. You know when you tweet something, you think it just goes out there? Let's go to the live Crisis Tracker page. Let's go to the map. Can we go to the map? Okay, can you clear that? So these are all the tweets from Giwan. But the thing with Crisis Tracker is it was created by a guy named Jacob Roxstadius. He was the man who created something called Ushahidi, which was used in Kenya and in Haiti. Now he's working with us in the Philippines. He created this for us. And if you look here, you can see Giwan. But let's go look at another place. Let's look at another marker. Let's look at Tacloban. What it does is it pulls all the tweets that are geotagged to that area. So go, click Tacloban, and that's exactly where it is. Oh, Basi. So these are all the tweets from Basi. Can you give me Tacloban if you can find it? Oh, wala. Kasi wala ngang ano. So that's actually the main problem that we had. So it was everyone around. Let's look at Hernani, the surrounding towns. Go ahead and click another place, Doms. And then you can see it change. This is where my boys were, where our guys were, right? They were in Borongan. That's every tweet. And if you can scroll down that list, you will see every tweet that came from or mentioned Borongan. So your tweet from Manila, we can find you through that. Then there's another part of this crisis tracker that's interesting. Let's go to the stories. Let's look at the stories. When you look at the stories, these bubbles that are there, you can actually see this. You can find this on Rappler, but you can see that if you click one of the bubbles, click a bubble, please. It'll give you every single, go in the middle of the page. Nope, this one. Here, click that one. Yeah. And when you click that, you'll see every single tweet that's related to that tweet. So it makes it very easy to find things, right? You can pull it up on the side. That's Crisis Tracker. That will be mobilized when we hit a storm. So when you tweet, and there are many things you can do with hashtag RescuePH if you need it, right? So these are parts of Project Agos, which is what we launched. So you can see every tweet that's geotagged to that. Let's go to the next slide. There's a lot more, but you can explore this on your own. You can find it on Rappler. Okay, so you have the crisis tracker. This was the crisis map that was done by Patrick along with Move PH. So what Move did is Move was working with DSWD and with you, whoever was tweeting hashtag RescuePH. And we were creating a Google Doc that we shared with Patrick's group. He's in Doha. There was another group in London, and another group in Germany, and another group in France. And what they did, they call themselves digital humanitarians, is they started to map it. They started to collate it. So you can see at a glance, and this is something that was being used by the UN to try to figure out where are the areas that need help. This is what it looked like on the Rappler website. Next slide. On the Rappler website, we were more specific. We wanted people to tweet hashtag RescuePH if you need to be rescued. We've tried it in the last 4 times that we've had weather disturbances, and it works because the first responders, OCD, the PNP, the AFP, they actually take it